and through here.
Hey, Griff. Hey, Kai. Hey, Parker.
Hey.
Someone has a bit of an echo. I think it could be Parker. I'm not sure. Okay, and we're live. Perfect. It worked immediately this time.
Nice.
Okay. Great. I think everyone is also nicely in time. So I would just propose to start with check-in. So my idea is to get through this meeting quickly. So just do a quick check-in of what everyone is working on. I'm in the middle myself of some documents that I have open. So I'd love to go back to them. And I give it to Adam.
Hey everybody, I've been working on an article for the DApp Circle about milestone conversations. Basically the idea that when someone marks a milestone complete, they submit some sort of proof or evidence that it has actually been completed, and that when accepting or rejecting a completed milestone, reviewers sort of list their rationale for accepting or rejecting it. And just kind of connecting that to sort of the longer term vision for the DApp and for what Giveth is all about. So with that, I will pass it on to Bowen.
Oh, good morning, everyone. My focus has kind of been basically around working on the security documentation, which I can kind of post in for you guys to see as soon as it's done. But it's been a long slog through like reading through all of the contracts and like figuring out how things work, and then coming back to like Griff and RJ and saying, hey, is this the way it works? So so far so good, and that's getting close to being done. It's in basically a final outline iteration and just needs to be converted into English. So all of the stuff that I was working on for comms was kind of backburnered by this, because this one was kind of on fire. But I guess we can discuss how to deal with that. And with that, I will pass it off to Kai.
Hello, guys. I'm eating Greek salad on the side, so that's why I put it here, so you don't have to see it. I made a new website for DappNode. Can check it out at dappnode.io. It's part of the plan of like going further with the donation leaderboard. Will be exciting. I'm working with Yaler on the hackathon. Yeah, I just made some milestones in the Dapp on develop, and I have to say it's really awesome. The new things, you should check it out if you haven't. Yeah, so I'm feeling good. I'm going to see John Cleese later today. Name of the show is Last Time to See Me Before I Die. I hope you
Nice.
Yeah, love that man. And I give it to Griff.
Hey guys, yeah, I'm not really I'm a little distracted by crappy internet, but my intention is just to have a good meeting. I think everyone went.
Parker, you went too? Go ahead, Parker.
Hey, so happy to be back in the comms meeting. It's been a few weeks for me now. I can only stay on for about the next 25 minutes, unfortunately. I think I'm going to lose this room that I'm sitting in. But yeah, just been working on the white paper, the Nest grant, trying to help Yaler out with the DappNode Nest grant as well, and just happy to be touching base with you guys. It's been a while.
Cool, great. Okay, so I heard already a few things that I'll be adding to the list because they're not specifically in there. Well, I would say, I think I'll add a line. Well, we have a line for DappNode, but I'll add some stuff there. Any specific topics for governance we need to talk about? Any tensions or proposals you want to make for communication specifically? 3, 2, 1. Nope. Okay, no governance then today. Okay. So then we'll just go through the list. I'll start at...
Sorry, Chris. I had my eating, so I could not say anything.
Go ahead.
Maybe this one thing about the budget, that would be a governance thing to mention this.
That we're a bit short on budget, or do you mean the budget that we talked about?
I don't know. You're the head of budget. Nice. It would be nice to get an update. Yeah, that's how we can have two topics. That and the thing that got lost in with the milestones.
Yeah.
And we thought.
Good point. Good point. So the thing is, first of all, so what happened is that I realized through getting paid via Bernd, because I get paid through Switzerland through a whole system. Oh, something is weird with the sheet right now. Okay, it's all. And so I figured out suddenly that normally actually my salary in the beginning when I started with Givit was not 600, but 650. And this is also what is in the budget sheet salary, which is 650 for me. And I added at that moment also 650 for Kai. So just mentioning this for transparency. So I discussed this with Kai, and yeah, this creates a bit of a strange situation because we were thinking of having like a basic income situation. So what Kai and I now thought was just that the proposal is that we make a compensation milestone, because this is actually since January for me and for Kai as of March that it was agreed upon that we would be paid 650. But so yeah, just mentioning this for transparency, but all feedback is welcome, and I'm especially also looking at you, Griff.
Yeah, I definitely think compensation milestone is a little scary. Opens up a can of worms like it did last time with Sacha. I mean, I guess I thought, if it's on a Excel spreadsheet, but I thought we actually all agreed that 600 was the thing, you know, like I thought that was more of the agreement.
Yeah, well, the thing is that the agreement at that point was 650, and all of the other people were at that point at 600, and so then I just started making my milestones at 600 and not 650, and because I never paid enough attention to budgets, and I just figured it out because my hourly rate for Bernd didn't make sense at all, and it was like, how is this possible? And then I went back to the sheet to see that actually I normally earn 650, so that was, and what was agreed upon. So that's like talking about cans of worms, etc., and how the dev team stuck to like really getting the salary that they negotiated. It made kind of sense. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
because I guess the budget. My thought is that the budget sheet was more of a projection, not like and it was more of the agreement on how we're going to split donations. It wasn't like the agreement of what salaries are going to get everyone's going to get or anything like that.
Well, it was actually, well, it is the salary that then was given to RJ and to Wojtek and to the other people who were on there. The people who then were onboarded later got the 600, but the 650 is actually what was then agreed upon for us. So that's like the thing that both of us were like, But yeah, Kai, what do you think about it? It's because it's not a big amount anyways. It's not a big difference, but of course it is a difference.
I don't think it opens up a can of worms. I have to say, as far as I remember, because I really tried to go through the notes and find it, and on YouTube or something, it is there. You started this discussion like this, like, this should be the rate. And I remember that in the end we said that we go with 600 until March. And from March, because we said we will release in March, that was the original plan. And then we said to step up from 1st of March. to 650. That's as far as I can remember the agreement, and that's why it's denominated in dollars. That makes it a bit complicated, and everybody makes everybody with a regular reward make what is put on the sheet. So
yeah,
like every number should be.
Yeah, so to me that
because I changed from communication to governance. So I mean, you can still block it, Griff. No.
Well,
and it's not really a can of worms because it's a fiat amount. So what I did was just add 50 euros to, I think these were 7 milestones that were already in the system, and I just made a 50 for every week. So it's not a can of worms, but it is something we should talk about, which we do now.
Yeah. Well, can we make it some kind of a? Can we just change the wording around it and make it a bonus or like a something like that, as opposed to upping unicorn basic income for everyone? You know?
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Because I really don't like the idea of upping everyone's basic income, or even upping basic income altogether. But if we can frame it in a way where it's like, hey, bonus for, bonus 50 for all the weeks, and maybe we have some kind of monthly bonus or milestone or something that makes sure to get you guys an extra 50. But like I understand the basic income is a basic income. It's not enough. And I definitely think we need to start having some kind of reward DAO or some kind of solution that gets people more money than what they are getting right now, But like, I feel like basic income needs to stay basic. And upping it, in my opinion, it's already too high, Like maybe I hope to reduce it and then put things on top of it,
I would say this is not at all about basic income. This is the regular reward that was, but we should go to this basic income and bonus away from regular rewards, or that's how I see the future. No.
Yeah, it's what I would say as well.
We just sorry.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say, like, indeed, the base. I think let's come up with the proposal for the basic income thing. If you want me to create that Loomio proposal, Griff, I can definitely do it with the things that we discussed with the unicorn points and the basic income. I can make a draft of that and send it to you. But this is indeed, it's just Kai and me who had an amount that was set in the sheet, and for Kai it was said like, okay, this is of March. For me, it was just what was announced when I was hired, like Chris gets the 650 a week, and that is in the notes of the meeting when I got hired, and it's always been my salary. The only thing is that since January, I just didn't claim it completely. But if we now say, okay, hey, we really see this as a UBI, we all get 600 or less if you think it's too much, and then we work with the unicorn points. Sure, then I think we'll agree to go to that. But as the other people have also stuck to their regular rewards, then to me it makes sense that we do too.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it can be like a long, like, unicorn bonus or something, and then for the larger conversation about like how do we add bonuses on top, using the DApp in a way like that Sacha was saying, I think would be really easy to float by people, and it would be a good experiment as well, like having the mix of milestones plus regular rewards, and then reward DAO as eventually, unicorn points eventually as well.
Wait, so you'd start with what he proposed there, the 1 ETH per person that you can like dish out, something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. 1 ETH per person per month or something, and everyone just gets to pass it to other people.
And do we do that with, what is your opinion? Should we do that with the points system, that people dish unicorn points and we just put on the total points dished, we divide that by the 1 ETH so that we have it in our sheet?
No, actually, the other way, where there's like some kind of DAC or some kind of campaign that people can, or basically everyone is delegated some funds, and then they get to use that to pick other people's milestones. So everyone has to make a milestone that's like, I'll do this extra work or that extra work beforehand, and then we put it in there, and people get to everyone gets 1 Ether to kind of like donate to other people's milestones.
Okay, in the DApp itself.
Yeah.
And then indeed, yeah, you have to see like how we can make this work, because I don't think, personally, I'm not gonna commit right now that I'll start making milestones in advance, but
well, it won't be for everything. It'll be like for like ideas that you want to do that are extra, right? Like spending time hiring somebody, like for social media, or like projects that you want to do but they're not your priority, kind of idea. And then but it's like, oh look, the team really wants me to do this. In fact, they're going to pay me the $500 I think I need to make it happen. Okay, I guess I'll make it happen.
Okay. Yeah, well, in any case, let's start. We can maybe start it in a Loomio discussion, because there's a few ideas floating around for that one. So my proposal is then that we indeed kick this off, and this discussion officially, and that Kai and I compensate for the official salary that we're actually that was actually discussed and is also in the notes.
I definitely want you guys to get compensated for the 50 euros a week. That sounds good to me. I just hope that it can be done as some kind of bonus, as opposed to a compensation milestone and all that crazy stuff.
Yeah, I understand. It's like, because you associate compensation with the ETH discussion we had before with Satya, but I think you get that it's not, and I wouldn't call it a bonus, because it's just like, it's our salary, but maybe we'll find another word then.
If you find one, tell me. I know. Already out there in the wild, so you might have to cancel.
Or you can just edit the text if you want to. Okay. Okay. Any objections? Okay, proposal passed. Next extension is that we're a bit low on budget, but I'd like to do this next week, because I have to figure it out myself. I'll give you an update next week of how much funds there are currently available. But I'm very much behind on my milestones, so I'll give you an update next week. So on that one. And then we can discuss how we can get more funds, if that's okay with you guys. So I'll leave that one out right now. Okay, cool. Then we'll just start going through the list. So mission statement. Yeah, so thanks for the people who gave feedback. So yeah, I integrated all of your feedback and the points to the non-regular reward people. So for me, the next step would be that people add their goals, because we evolved a little bit as a team. So I'll start by adding some communication goals. So you see, like in the column C is like give it goals, and I want to use these more to like have more practical goals of what communication stands for, what we do. And maybe it's an idea that all circles do this. So this is also good feedback to me, that is the beginning of, okay, this is the mission of Giveth, and this is what each circle does. And then we actually have a nice new Medium post I could write, like, this is what Giveth does, and this is the Giveth Galaxy. And it's actually a thing that Bowen was already working on. but then we can formalize this a little bit with these points, if that makes sense to you guys, because that means indeed that the circle leads have to commit to do this. Griff, you as a circle lead here, does that make sense to you?
For the mission statement?
Yeah, that we add some goals per circle as well. Like what do we do in the circles? What is the goal of this circle?
Yeah,
A
sure.
little bit, yeah? Okay. Is that possible for you to add that, maybe to work a little bit more with deadlines, that we do this for next week?
DAP line? What? Sorry, I think you broke up a little bit for me.
Okay. No, I just said, is it okay for you that we write some of these goals down? It's actually in your campaign anyways, already mostly, that you add these to the sheet by next week?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll ask Wojtek as well. And Quasia or whoever wants to do that for social coding. Okay. Goals per circle. And then I have the basics together with Bowen's input for that one. Team interview, so that one is on hold. I think, Bowen, any update on that one?
Hang on, which one?
The team interviews that we were going to do, you were going to...
Yeah, so there's the boilerplate isn't done, if that's what you're asking. And I haven't, and when everybody started... they started cranking on DAppNode, they didn't have time to talk. Now that it looks like it's closer to done, I might be able to revisit that just as soon as this other paper is done that I'm working on. But yes, I can revisit that as soon as this other thing is done.
It's maybe a good idea indeed when the other thing is done to still do DAppNode, because then you have a nice series of interviews with social coding projects, and
right.
As Kai just created a new website, then we have quite some content out there now.
Absolutely.
Cool. Okay. Then the website, that's still on hold, but it's forming more and more in my head, to be honest. Interviews, podcasts. Bowen, yeah, you did a podcast, but did you tweet or it somewhere so that we maybe can retweet, because you talked about us as well? I heard.
Well, I talked about it in the interviews, but it hit the floor before it went out, unfortunately. But basically, what we ended up going down to Marketplace Studios, and they interviewed my wife and I about getting married on the blockchain, and then linked the article about it and the actual SmartWed contract, which both got a ton of hits after the podcast went out. Which I did post it in communication the day it came out, but I can post it again.
Yeah, that would be cool then, because even if it's also SmartWed is also social coding, so it's just nice content. Or you just send it to me, then I'll tweet it or retweet it if you have tweeted it.
Sure.
Cool. Thanks. Yeah, the next one, I just have to reach out to them. Any other interview podcasts? Yeah, Griff.
Yeah, I just had an interview yesterday with Bloomberg. I don't know. It was about Parity's funds being locked and the community's response to it. I don't know if it will make an article or something, but she said she's going to send me the quotes that she uses.
Cool.
We'll see.
Nice. Transparency. Yeah. Is Lansky here or not? Nope. Yeah, so that's a text I still have to review. Yeah, Kai, for the GitHub homepage, so you pinned other stuff, but that looks perfectly well to me. It's the projects that are actually live right now that are pinned to the homepage, and that we're currently working on. So I'll take that one out. Events. So non-central conference. So we have 3 people. Who will be there. Yeah, Kate was gonna cut out the Mexico event, but she's been a bit absent. So we'll see. I'm still reaching out for the other one that I haven't had. Any other things that we have an update on, or that we? Oh yeah, the hackathon took place. And I think I saw a mail passing by, Griff, that you send some of the participants or something, a document, a sheet.
The participants for the blockchain, yeah. I have access to all of these emails from the people who, although I don't know if I ever got it yet, but from the people who were at the hackathon, so that we can invite them to our future events. And then, so that's an action item, I guess, that needs to come out. Like, I need to get this list of emails that I basically bought by sponsoring the hackathon.
Correct.
And then there's also Vitalik is going to be in Zug on the 6th, 7th, and 8th. And I know there's some kind of conference that I don't think anyone should go to that's more bank oriented on the 6th. But then on the 7th and 8th, I think he's going to do some other things too. And this might be aligned with our Aragon meetup, which might end up being in early June. And then there's also the Fellowship of Ethereum Magicians, which is on, I think, the 13th and 14th in Berlin. And I think that we'll probably, I know Jordy and I will go to that. And then there's also something else in Berlin.
ETH Berlin.
There's ETH Berlin, but there was something else, I think, on the 22nd or the 21st of June, but I don't remember what it was. Someone, I think Cleo was asking for someone to represent.
That was ETH Berlin, because Cleo is organizing ETH Berlin.
You're right. I know there's something something in Berlin on the 21st. But
well, I'll check for the date. But Cleo is actually asking for people to join. That someone could maybe present there, but I'm not sure. I won't be back. I don't know if anyone else will be back. But okay. So yeah, if you remember, if there's still anything else. Oh yeah, and so if anyone here is in Europe and wants to present at ETH Berlin, Cleo is organizing this, and she definitely. Kai, I don't know if you will be back.
No.
And if you feel like presenting.
I mean, that was planned for Zug, so I'm a bit confused now. Depends on when we have this meeting. I won't be able to attend the first week. Yeah, let's see what happens there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, makes some.
Sorry, Parker. Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. Just wanted to say I have to jump off the call. I'm sorry we didn't get to any of the white paper or the other stuff I wanted to talk about, but I'll send you all a few messages.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, send me a message and update me. Sorry about that.
Totally fine. I'm sorry. Stick around.
Okay. See you later.
Talk to you guys later.
Hi, Parker.
Okay. So yeah, I'll add the ETH Berlin date there and see if there's something else. Yeah, as Griff said, something in Berlin. And the magicians, you will add the magicians there as well, right? It's only you, but it's good to know that you'll be there. Magicians meetup. Okay. Then, oh yeah, and by the way, yeah, I saw, Griff, you got the email as a return with the email addresses from the hackathon. So let me know if you're fine doing it. If you want me to just like send them a sort of standard email to invite them to Riot, whatever you prefer. I can always.
I think we should put that on Yailer. I think when he has the invite for the hackathon, and it's really just something we can add to our list. It's like, 40 or so students from New York that are computer science devs that care about social impact. So however we want to manage that information. Okay, I'll add it to the, as he calls it, the August Blockturnship. Use New York Hackathon email addresses. Okay, done. Back to the top.
I'm going a bit slower today. Give a galaxy. Oh yeah, Bowen. So yeah, I was just mentioning it. That it's like, to me, it's very much connected to this mission statement kind of thing that I'm making. It could be both. It could be compressed into one article. But I don't know if you prefer to finish it yourself, or if you're okay if I take over with what you already have. Then I just put both our names on it. What do you think?
I have to go back and see what I've got on it, and I would be totally okay with you taking that over, because it seems to make sense that those two things are together.
Cool.
I think most of what I had was what you wrote in the presentation, so. So it was already kind of what you wrote as is.
Okay, that's good. And it's also like the feedback, it was also some of the write-up that Clio already had before, so I can like maybe merge it all into one thing that doesn't become too long. Okay. Then visual identity contest. So yeah, so that one is scheduled in to brief this Thursday on everyone interested. So please, if you have time to join in, do so. Yeah, Griff, I sent it to you to just quickly check if it makes sense, if I'm not saying anything strange, crazy, or stupid. I don't know if you had the time to check.
I think I looked at it. Let's see. Yeah.
You just sent me a smiley, so I don't know what that means.
Yeah, no, I looked at this. I thought it was good. I got halfway through submitting a proposal, but
okay.
I think it's great. I think it's
Okay,
great.
cool. Yeah, it's just like to get more people in there and more talent, because I checked actually the sheet that we have with like the contributors sheet, and there are loads of developers in there, which I didn't know. You know, the one that I regularly post in the Google forum, but there's like no designers in there at all. So it would be cool to get some more creative, designy kind of talent in our Riot, or at least to sign up. So we'll see. So I'll create a Medium post out of this one as well. And then outside people can come in too. So brief on Thursday. So if you haven't seen it, it's this Thursday at 5 p.m. And Medium posts will be coming up immediately afterwards to first give us the chance to join. Then, yeah, that one is on hold. Yeah, May with charities. So I'll book that one in after the 7th. I'm actually just waiting to see when the Zook meeting is happening, so that it isn't exactly at the same dates. So as soon as that one is decided upon, I'll schedule the new AMA. It can be when we are in Zook, but then we just need to see when we have time to do this. Then donor survey, yeah, so that's one that Wojtek sent to me, but he wasn't sure it was still relevant, so still opening the tab coming up. For this, the next one, it's part of onboarding, so I think Wojtek is working on this. Awesome conversation. So that's Adam. That's the thing you mentioned in the beginning, right?
Yeah, that's the same thing. Sorry, my mic was off there. Yeah, so that's just the article that we're writing to sort of communicate what the DApp Circle is working on. It's probably going to be one of several, maybe one of 4 articles that I'm going to try to bust out for them in June. Yeah, that's the first of them. Okay, great. Yeah, so, and I added Parker as a official writer under his new alias. And so, yeah, whenever you're ready, just send it to me, then I can review and publish, of course. Yeah, cool, Don. Yeah, I'll try to get it to you tonight or tomorrow.
Cool. Yeah, no rush. Well, it's a DApp keeping timing, so we'll publish whenever Wojtek is also okay with the content, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, mostly what I do is I'm not gonna make any big changes. I just I do just a last quality check, but I think with you that's not gonna be a real issue.
Well, I still appreciate an extra set of eyes on it.
Cool. The DApp white paper. So yeah, that was Parker, and he sent me an update in the meantime. We should have started with this. So white paper is going well. Still working on it. Have been in touch with Wojtek about it plenty. Okay, so that one is coming up. So Lansky he's working on this with Lansky, and he's going to share something as soon as they're broad enough to share it with us. Then Human Venture, that one was done. Bitfinex is on hold. Blockchain for social impact. That I'm actually trying to do today. I was a bit stuck there to write a text about Givit because we have already 60 texts about what Givit is. But I really want to get this out. Manifesto. So I've been writing down some notes on what people told me in Cardano. Actually, that inspired me to get some more, flesh out the manifesto a little bit more. But I'd like to. I really want to start writing a little bit more. So that's in the pipeline. Sovereign identity was on hold for communication. This one too. Aragon collaboration, Griff. Any update there?
Yeah. Well, we have. I'm currently writing the groundwork document, and really need to send that to Quasia to see what he thinks. Luke is starting to join all of our channels, so that's really good. And I think we're still working on finding the exact date. I worry it's going to end up being early June, early July when Vitalik is coming. So we'll just because that will be more convenient to be in Zug, but we'll see what we can pull off.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I saw in the Givit A1 channel that Lewis proposed to start setting up a bi-weekly call, and he says which can start being the Givit plus Aragon 1 call, but can evolve to just be the Aragon devs call or something like that. I didn't completely get what he meant with that.
Yeah.
Does he want to do like a purely dev call then, or how does he see this? Do you know?
I would imagine it would be like, mostly devs at this point until we start getting the labs part of it going.
Okay. So yeah, I'll let you react to that one then. Decentral, any updates we need to know about?
Let's see. If you want to give a talk at Decentral, make sure that you fill out the form. And now if you, I think Davey wanted to be a chef, right? So Mitch he should DM Mitch because he's starting to organize that.
Okay, I'll let him know. Yeah, and I filled in. I submitted for a talk. Yay!
Nice.
Cool. Then the Aragon Nest. So that one is out and approved, right?
Yep. We got approval, and we just need someone to sign a document with ID about committing to being open source in these and such things, and then we will get 40K donated to our multisig, which is great. And then and with Ether's price crashing, that's really great. And then we have a few other people working on the grants right now. Yaler is working on DAppNode grants with Che, and I'm really excited for Che to be a social coding grant person. And so Parker, Che, and Yaler are all kind of talking to each other in the granting thing, and off that as well, it sounds like. So I think we're going to end up with a good system of groups of people that will be requesting grants for everyone.
Cool. Yep. Okay, so that one is updated. EIP0. So yeah, Danny was here last week to update us on that. So she said she was gonna tag us if she wants anything to be retweeted. And Dean is working on signaling website, you said, Griff?
A little bit, yeah. And actually I was talking with Jeremy Nation, and he also said he would be interested in working with the signaling website a little bit. So that's pretty exciting.
Cool. Yeah, because I heard in the social coding meeting actually that Dean said that he was a little bit out of work, so maybe he just needs some guidance there on how to proceed with this project.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, Dean, that's surprising. Where did he say that?
In social coding, but maybe I misunderstood. Kai, you were there as well. Didn't he say something like that he was almost finished with the Wall of Fame and that he had nothing else for the moment? That's how I understood it.
That was the video call we had, not in the Riots channel. That's why you haven't seen it, Griff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he mentioned he got. So Deem apparently got MetaMask sign in to work, which we could use across Giveth for many purposes. He hasn't pushed it yet. So yeah, very cool. And he said he does not know what to work on for the Wall of Fame next. But that's only Deem, like we have many plans.
Yeah.
He is conveniently ignoring IPFS integration. And I guess there's stuff he wants to work on and stuff. I'm just happy if he just can commit back to the repo and we can open it up once more to contribution.
Yeah, I mean, the dream for me on that is definitely to get the DApp integrated into the Wall of Fame so that someone can just make a milestone, upload the video to the DApp, and that creates a milestone for them, and then that gets ported to the Wall of Fame. You know, that would be the dream.
Wow, you should talk to Deem about that, or the issue board. But yeah, so I hope he pushes this soon. I don't know, Deem has like this thing of developing on his own repos, and I hope he's pushing back soon, and then we'll hear from him maybe next week on this meeting.
Yeah, indeed. I think he just needs for the Wall of Fame maybe some guidance what to work on next, or what is the most important that we want. Because yeah, there's some other issues as well that I could log for the Wall of Fame that I still see. There's IPFS, as you mentioned, the DApp integration. There's a sharing functionality. There's still a lot that can be done for the Wall of Fame.
The sharing will be part of the update, Deem said, and social coding meetup. So your favorite feature should be there.
Yay! I missed that one. Cool.
I thought so. You did not react.
Yeah, I was distracted for a second and said, Wall of Fame, what was it? Okay, so I updated that line as well. Where were we? Milestone, EIP0, milestone template. So that one is done. Unicorn Reward DAO points bot. So for that one, yeah, we discussed that it's for the points bot itself, it is done, but it's probably for the moment another line, but it's connected on the last line 42, the Riot bot, and that one is the next one. So I'm currently working on adding, that was the thing I was doing right now, putting in welcoming messages for all different channels. So I'll also put in a default message for governance Griff, unless you're like, hey, I want to link to that specific thingy. Well, don't hesitate to do it yourself, of course. It's shared in the points bot channel, that one.
Okay.
But yeah, to just because Taylor was waiting for some feedback there to actually get it working, but nobody, Wojtek actually put in his messages, but none of the others did. So I'm doing it for us now, so that we have a welcoming message for everyone. But I think the point spot for itself works. They're just finalizing some little thingies. So I'm gonna put that one actually on done. Open source blockchain explorer. So we have the next call this Friday, right?
Yep. Mitch is doing a great job at taking that over, and I think it's 8 a.m. I haven't gone through my messages for the day yet, so but I think that we're doing it at 4 p.m. Eastern time this week. So I think that's 9 p.m. for Europe.
Okay, I'll check. Yeah, probably. Yeah, just if you have some information, just ping me, then I can tweet about it per the usual.
Yeah.
I have it in my agenda as well, so I'll try to remind you if you would forget. Okay, Wall of Fame, we talked about that one. Yeah, so this one is a little bit double. The signaling website. So Kai, you opened a repo, right?
I did, and it would be nice to just guide people there. And like I said, I see this to be one of the best things for the hackathon because because of the scope of the website, it's supposed to grab all these different signals. So for every signal, you need a different way to grab it and a different way to the same way to display it would be best. But you easily see that like every group could work on one signal, so to say.
Yeah. So, but I think to get that done, especially with the hackathon, that you need to. You said like let just people work and do it, but for like students, maybe they need a little bit more of a briefing and some more guidance.
Of course, I would like all those people that you just mentioned to gather there and start, or to start discussing about at least the stack, the technology stack we want the website to have, whatever. The planning is mostly on still this one Google document from EMP0.
Okay. Yeah, I sent some feedback to Yeller for the hackathon in social coding. So because I had a little bit the feeling for the hackathon that there's still quite a bit of work to get it structured, and maybe that would help. So that's why I added here a social coding intake form that can be used for the hackathon, but also for the future, and you can actually put it in the bot. That like, hey, you're new to social coding, so are you more of a coder, or do you need help with the project? And then we can lay out a little bit more by beginning of August what the existing projects are, such as also the signaling website, so that people can actually start working on this.
Sure. I told Yeller already to put me on there on the hackathon, so I will work the details out with him together.
Cool. DepNode. So we talked mostly already about this one, I think. So yeah, there you mentioned there, Bowen, because you were gonna check in with them to get an article, right?
That is correct.
Cool. And then for Etherglade, you put that as an issue, and Griff still had to fund that one. That was the last thing we wrote for that one.
It's like a bounty or something.
I think that the issue was created, and I think you were gonna create a bounty for that one. That was the last thing I heard about this one.
Okay, cool. I will put that on my to-do list.
Cool. So yeah, and then the Blockturnship. So I'm gonna add Kai here. You guys are gonna work on this. And the Riotbot we talked about as well. Anything else that is missing in the list? Nope.
No, I don't think so.
Cool. We did our meeting in 50 minutes, even with a governance topic. OMG. This is great. So thanks for your time, guys. And that's my checkout. And I give it to Griff.
Yeah, thank you guys. Oh man, we keep moving on. There it is.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the great way to wake up, and I can't wait to start the day with all this new stuff on my to-do list. And I love this meeting. How about Bowen?
Yeah, I'm surprised it went so quickly. Yeah, my list does not get any shorter. And I guess I will see everybody in Riot, and I will hand it over to Adam.
Thanks, everybody. Always interesting to learn more about what's going on at Giveth, and like Griff, I'm feeling energized to start the day. and I think Kai would be the last one.
Yeah, thanks for an awesome meeting, guys. Every time nice to see your faces and talk to you.
Okay, see you guys in the next meeting and see you next week as well.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Take care.